What's going on, everyone? It's Justin here, and we're back with another best tech under $200 and under $100 episode where I take a bunch of products that I've checked out recently and gadgets that you can add into your everyday workflow, desk setup, or also home theater, and items that I believe are pretty good value for their category. And today we have a lot of products to go through. There's some speakers, a great mechanical keyboard that I've checked out recently, some stuff for creators, as well as like on-the-go setup with the Orbit key. There's also battery packs, desk setup accessories, and we are also checking out a collection of LED lights that are RGB, customizable, and also controllable by an app that come in at a great price point considering all the features that they're able to offer compared to its competitors. So as always, if you'd like to win an item from this video, just go ahead and drop a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment down below as to what your favorite item is, as well as your Instagram username, because I'll be contacting the winner in 1 month. And all the products featured are going to be linked down below, so let's just go ahead and get started. So one of my favorite summer releases is a Logitech MX mechanical keyboard. I've been a big fan of Logitech keyboards, and I've used them in conjunction with my Apple keyboard on certain setups over the past few years. And when this first came out, I was really excited because it enters a category where there are quite a few productivity mechanical keyboards now that are both stylish and functional, and they're becoming very popular, especially as of late. In fact, from that video, it was actually one of our most viewed videos from this year, and with good reason, because it's a very solid keyboard. It's available in both the mechanical mini and also the mechanical option, and one has the number pad, whereas the mini one right here is essentially the same size as a 65% keyboard, which is very compact for any desk setup. Logitech is obviously a company that has a ton of experience in this industry, and the keyboard itself is available in 3 different switch options. You have a quiet one, you have a clicky one, and depending on your preferences and what you're looking for, as well as the way that you type, you can select the model accordingly on their website. What I really liked about it is that it doesn't exactly have the same amount of travel as a gaming keyboard. It is still relatively low profile, but it does have that mechanical feedback that we know and love, and it is also backlit, which is nice, and it just blends in with the desk setup pretty minimally. The design isn't striking by any means, but it has a very appealing look to it, and it's very well put together with the metal construction, and the battery life is up to 15 days when using the backlight. So it's definitely one that I recommend checking out, but it comes in at a price point where it isn't overly expensive for a mechanical keyboard, but by no means is it cheap. So another product that I picked up recently for my travels is the Orbit Key Nest. And it actually came out a few years ago, and I always thought it was a cool product, but I just felt like it was a bit overpriced. And I still think that of it. But from a functionality standpoint and what it's set out to do, it does check off the boxes of what I was looking for, but there are alternatives out there. This in particular is really well put together. It's available in black and the gray finish, and the leather top is a nice surface, but you can actually use it as an area to charge your phone when you're on the go, because there is a USB Type-C port on the back here. And when it comes to traveling, having all of my cables inside of this is really nice, and I've actually emptied it out at the moment, but you can see I have a grid set up where I have my AirPods, my SSDs, my charging cables, because I do have to bring all sorts of cables and power bricks to keep all of our cameras and technology charged when on the go. You can customize all of these little compartments, and you can also put any necessary cards and pieces on this side here, and you kind of close it together like a bento box, and you have this elastic that just hooks along the front here. So if you're looking for like the best all-in-one travel accessory for organization that keeps everything nicely protected, which is important when it comes to transferring storage, then this is an option for you. But as I said, it does come in at a price point of about $160, I believe. And I don't really find the wireless charging pad on the top to be that useful, because I usually just end up plugging it into the wall for the fastest charging option possible. So another product that has really made its way into my workflow and comes in under $200 is the Arzopa 15.6-inch G1 gaming monitor. It is a portable monitor that you're able to bring with you everywhere, but beyond gaming itself, it is a good one to connect to your computer if you want to increase your productivity by having more screen real estate. It's a full HD resolution with an IPS display that gives you a 170-degree field of view and has really good color reproduction, which is important when you're running stuff like Final Cut, DaVinci Resolve, or Photoshop, desktop, but also just having it as a secondary productivity monitor next to your computer and its real estate aspect is already a reason to go ahead and purchase this for travel if you do a lot of work on the go. It can be used horizontally and vertically, but the way to connect it is with a mini HDMI cable, or you can also connect it to your computer via Thunderbolt directly to something like a MacBook, which is a scenario that I had it set up for. So even though my uses are mainly for productivity, this model in particular has a 144 Hz refresh rate. So if you want to go ahead and connect a game console to it, you can really take advantage of its capabilities, and that all comes in at a good price point. But beyond that, the hardware itself is very well put together. It has like this nice carbon fiber finish, and it's magnetically focused, and it is all made out of metal, and you can just see how thin it is. And you just go ahead and fold out the front cover, and you can take it with you anywhere, and you can just see how light it is. There's really no reason not to bring this with you everywhere if you enjoy having a multiple display setup or just a larger screen to work with. So if you guys have been following me over on Instagram, you might know that I love doing real vlogs of our travels and also the events that we attend, to give you like a nice behind the scenes look and an authentic way of kind of showing what goes on the day-to-day basis of some of these very fun work trips. This right here is the Zhiyun gimbal, and I did some research on what was the best smartphone gimbal out there, and there were some options from DJI that I've tried in the past as well as from Zhiyun, but this one in particular is the best one that I've tried out to date. It is really easy to set up. It has a pretty good payload, which does matter with certain smartphones being a little bit heavier, but at the same time, it also has some additional features that some people might take advantage of, but I personally don't really use. But I think as an actual gimbal itself and what it's set out to do, it is the best option out there when it comes to delivering the smoothest video possible. I can have it in a horizontal or a vertical form, and you can actually control via the wheel if you go ahead and use the Zhiyun app, but honestly, I don't really use it with the app or anything. I just have it set up and like ready to go and just use it as a smartphone gimbal. And I also like the fact that it locks into one uniform piece, so I could put it into my luggage without having to worry about it being all over the place or damaged. Even though the iPhone 14 Pro, which is my main smartphone, has the best stabilization that I've seen on any smartphone when it comes to handheld, you still can't really replicate the whole cinematic punch-ins and pans without a gimbal. So this, in conjunction with the footage of me just holding my phone, has ended up with some great results, and I definitely plan to use this a lot more. So if you're looking for the best smartphone gimbal out there, the Zhiyun one is the one. So another speaker that comes in under $200 that I've wanted to check out for quite a while is the Marshall Emberton. And that's just because it looks cool. It comes in so many different colors, and I think all of them look really good, but you can see here, it goes with a characteristic Marshall design, still very durable with a nice silicone bumper around the entire case. And with a 20-hour battery life, that is not only impressive, but I love how the battery indicator is extremely detailed. All of the controls are done from up here when it comes to the volume, play, and skip, and you also have the Bluetooth button over here, but it's a very simple speaker in its element. It features two 10-watt drivers and delivers a pretty good amount of sound considering its size, but it also has a 360 design that utilizes both sides. So if you're looking for like the most portable speaker that still delivers a punch and has incredible battery life, then you are definitely paying for the design to some degree when it comes to sound quality aspects, but it's one that nevertheless, whether you have it on your desk or on the go, looks amazing if that matters to you. So this next product right here is one that I found from Peter McKinnon's recommendations, and it's essentially like a Swiss Army knife of like a portable tripod or selfie stick. For anyone who does a lot of vlogging out there and wants to be able to mount the camera and bring around with you everywhere, this is a product that has so many features that I just haven't figured out, and it's going to take time to utilize every single one of them. It not only has a ball head on the top right here that you're able to adjust, but it also has a quick release plate that is very easy to control. You can also take this whole piece off right here and be able to add a smartphone mount, but at the same time, you go ahead and take a look at how it's able to fold out. You can not only split it up into something that works as a tripod, but on top of that, you can also use the hook and mount it onto certain surfaces. So it's just one that is very well put together. It definitely isn't made for a super large camera, but if you have like a Sony a7 III or a Sony in general, FX3 for example, it is able to support that weight no problem at all. And you can just see like how compact and well thought out it is, and being able to still adjust like the angle within that and just make it into any position of tripod that you would like is great, and itself is a reason to have this accessory. But you take a look at all of the other accessories that are also integrated within here, which also include a smartphone mount, which I actually do need a tripod for my phone quite often. I also love the fact that it has a cold shoe mount on the side, so if you want to have something like a microphone and be able to just walk around and vlog while recording audio and having a spot for it to sit, it is just super handy. So the next set of products we're going to be talking about are from Govee, and they're beautiful RGB lights that you can place in your desk setup, your bedroom, your home theater. They cover all the bases, and we featured it on the channel in the past because they produce products that are both innovative but also at a really good value price point compared to all the competitors out there, while still offering more features and ease of use from my personal experiences. So their new lineup of products include the RGB IC Plus LED strips that you can place anywhere, but they also make lamps, they also have light bars, and there's also the Envisual technology that is featured in their TV set that is actually able to sync with what is on screen, and it's something that is one of my top recommended gifts last year in the holiday gift guide under $100 and $200, which you guys loved. So beginning with our RGB IC Plus LED strips. So essentially what the RGB IC Plus technology allows for multiple colors on one strip light. This allows you to customize the different colors to actually display a gradient and a pattern, as opposed to having the entire strip display one singular color. The RGB IC Plus technology also uses a 4-in-1 chip, provides additional white colors, and also natural color mixing, as well as richer color performance. Personally, I find additional white colors to be something that I use quite often, because I might have RGB lights set to a certain white shade that suits the filming set, for example, and at the same time, if I want to utilize it as offset lighting, say when I'm color grading and want to have the room in like a 6500 cool Kelvin value, being able to have that extended range can come in handy. The Govee LED strips also feature a higher bead density with over 60 beads per meter, so it just provides a very smooth and even amount of lighting that also contributes to the higher brightness. It has 50 adjustable points per meter, so just go ahead and log into the Govee app, and from there, you're able to actually adjust the different colors, the different patterns, and you can also pick from 64 different preset modes, and you can even enable an audio function with up to 11 options to be able to kind of have like a dance of LED lights and have a color pattern depending on the ambient music and sound in that given room. So for like a bedroom, that could be a great example, or in a living room, if you're trying to match the vibe of something, having that level of customizability provides an incredible effect that gives you a nice smooth gradient as opposed to one singular color. With an LED kit like this, you're able to apply it anywhere. You can put it in your bedroom, in the ceiling, behind the bed, behind your desk setup, and you can extend it given the length that you would like. And so LED strips are the easiest way to be able to add that RGB element to your room, or in this case, RGB IC Plus. This new Govee LED Strip M1 kit is truly the most versatile product and their latest technology, because as you can see here, we've already demonstrated it in a few different scenarios and have showcased the versatility and how you're able to customize the gradients and have a great bead density when it comes to various colors. Having that additional brightness really allows it to stand out in situations where you have ambient lighting on, as you can see here, but at the same time you can really customize the brightness along with the colors, all via Bluetooth using the Govee app. Perhaps my favorite product from the Govee lineup though is their TV light. It's part of their Envisual technology, and it is able to adapt to the image that is displayed on screen. To install it, it's a bit of a different approach from some of the other immersive LED strips that you could put on your TV, because it actually has a camera that faces downwards onto the display and is accurately able to see the image being displayed on the TV and adjust the colors accordingly throughout the perimeter of the TV. Through that camera tech, it is very accurate, and with the AI that is built in, there are over 42,000 learnings, so it's able to adapt to what is on the TV through different scenarios as you use it. Another product that we're also checking out from Govee is their Hexagon lights. These are LED panels that you can tape onto the wall, and either you have it behind your desk or in your bedroom to create a cool ambient effect through these light tiles. And what I love about them is the hardware. They have a nice dimension and shape to it. They aren't just flat panels, and with the lighting itself, it also has a very smooth glow that allows you to customize it through the app easily, but also have great levels of brightness that you can also specifically control. These products are also compatible with Google Assistant and Amazon Alexa to seamlessly integrate to your existing smart home system. So if you guys want to go and check out some of these new Govee products for yourself, I'm going to leave a link down below, and a huge thanks to them once again for sponsoring this video. So this next product right here is an absolute unit, but relative to the size of what it is able to produce, I feel like it's a great utility to have around the house, or if you're someone who goes camping or needs like an outdoor power source. It's one that features a 70,200 milliamp hour battery, and it's able to have full power through the AC outputs. So you can go ahead and plug a computer, a mini fridge, maybe a stovetop to it, because it is able to output a total of 300 watts or 250 per outlet. These are functioning 110 volt AC outlets, and on top of that, it also features a USB Type-C port and USB-A ports on the front to charge all of your typical devices at a speed of up to 18 watts. It also features an SOS light and a flashlight, so in the case of emergency, you have that. But even though there are much larger battery packs out there, this is still a really good size to be able to bring around with you everywhere, because yeah, you can just go ahead and store this, and in case you have like a power outage around the house, it can also come in really handy. So this type of product really comes down to what exactly you need it for, but I feel like it comes in at a price point that is a great value under $200 while delivering a ton of functionality when you need it. So I know the summer is almost over, but Sony has actually been launching a lot of products, and in their audio lineup, it's been interesting to see some of the new releases, including the XE200, the XE300, and also some of the larger models out there. This is the smallest in their new lineup of XE speakers, the XE200. It's the most portable option, and from that lineup, it's the one that I personally use the most, and it's because they have a huge emphasis on sound quality. You take a look at the design, and it just looks like it is built for the outdoors. You have a soft touch finish, it is very durable, water resistant, and all that. But beyond that, the actual audio technology in here is characteristic of Sony and all the experience that they have in the industry with the line-shaped diffuser design that goes down the middle. It's a very different approach to some of the other portable speakers out there, which often go for a 360 design, but instead it has like a channel that effectively directs the sound in a certain way to the person that is listening to it, and you can either position it in a horizontal or a vertical position. Beyond that though, the most important thing with a speaker like this, beyond its acoustics and its design, is the actual drivers itself. And it features a pair of X-balanced speaker units, which are not the typical oval or circular speaker design, but instead it has many dimensions that maximize that real estate and give you a great soundstage. What I will say about this though, is that even though it is the best sound quality considering its form factor and price point, it isn't the loudest speaker out there. So for those who are looking for good sound quality and durability, this is definitely one that is worth checking out. But if you're looking for the 360 design and the loudest possible output, there are other options. So for anyone who is into streaming or just needs access to some really quick productivity apps from your desktop, this is the Stream Deck from Elgato. It's one that you can put on the front of your desk, and especially for streamers out there, hitting the record button, different prompts and commands just allows you to do that very quickly while able to visually display and customize all the different tiles that you want to access right away. In my case, I want to access like meeting apps and also like if I'm doing podcast recordings, but it's definitely a product that is super easy to customize and use. And I also love how seamless it looks, especially in this white color on my white desk. The cables are all very well hidden and they just channel through the back here, and it just sits at this perfect angle. So for someone who really has like a lot of desk accessories, but are wanting to take things to the next level, then the Stream Deck is one that you should check out. And I believe they also make it in options with even more tiles than this. But for me, this has everything I need without taking too much space at all. So I know this next product is geared more towards creators out there, but whenever there's a product like this that comes out, I get super excited because we always have to go through a ton of storage when it comes to our video editing workflow. And this is the new system from SanDisk called the ProBlade Transport and also the ProBlade NVMe SSD Mag. It is a piece that is able to work within their new ecosystem that utilizes their desktop port, but when you're taking it on the go, you just go ahead and slot these NVMe drives into the carrier here, and it delivers incredible speeds, which is important when it comes to backing up and transferring large files as well as video editing. The only concern that I do have is, say you like lose the transport or you like break the NVMe drive, to be able to access it, you will have to go through a few more steps, but otherwise, I think the system itself is really smart and it delivers a good level of performance as well as a ton of durability. I mean, you just look at this thing, it is built like a tank, and so this is definitely a product that I believe that any creator should definitely go ahead and check out because it is a relatively unique system that SanDisk has kind of been going towards with some of their pro-focused products. But otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching this episode of the best tech under $100 and $200 for this month. And getting into this holiday season, which is just a few months away, we have so many of these videos coming up, so I hope you guys are excited. And as always, I try to give away a lot of the items from each of these episodes, so stay tuned for more, and I'll see you guys in the next video.